Hello citizens and welcome back. This is our match reaction for City 2, Chelsea 0 in the Carabao Cup. So make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new, and let's jump into it. So I said in the match preview that this is a perfect time to play Chelsea. They've just got a new manager under Bate. He can't quite work out their starting 11. He doesn't know his best players and he can't quite get the formation right. And it proved to be the case. So City went into this game, Pep made a few changes and I thought everyone did all right, to be honest. I thought everyone had a really decent game. Now, in defence, we started with Ortega in goal. We had Diaz and Laporte at centre-half. It was really nice to see them two back, and they pretty much dealt with everything that was thrown at them. I thought Laporte had some good moments defensively, Diaz too, and it was just good to see probably our best centre-back partnership playing together, and I think they needed minutes ahead of the World Cup, and they needed to start playing together as well. So, right on Pep to play them. Left-hand side, we played Gomez. He's had a couple of strange games for us. Of course, he got sent off against Copenhagen, which really hurt him. And he came into this one, and I think he did all right going forward. He put in some dangerous crosses in that first half. Crosses that people should have got on the end of. And I think if Haaland was playing, he might have got 2 or 3 in that first half. And the amount of crosses that Gomez was putting into that 6-yard box, and no one was attacking. Lewis on the right. Look, he gets forward really well. He looks good on the ball. He's got a bit of pace about him. And defensively, I thought he managed okay. I mean, Chelsea have some big forwards, and I think he did okay. There was a couple of moments, in the first half when their left wing back Hall got forward. He got done by him. But other than that, I can't really think of a time he got, he let anyone past him or he let anyone get away from him. He got a couple of very important blocks in to prevent goals. Again, in that first half, he got a really good foot in against Pulisic and when the ball hit Ortega. So I think he did okay. As for Ortega himself, I think he's had a phenomenal game. I really do. He made some really important saves in that first half. Chelsea probably should have gone up at half-time, at least 1-0 up. They should have gone in leading, I think, at half-time. I think City had the best positions. I think City created the best half chances. But Chelsea had the best opportunities. And it was only because of Ortega that really the score went in 0-0. And again, if I was giving him a rating, I'd probably give him a 9 because there's only one thing he got wrong, and that was in the second half when he went to catch a cross and he slipped through his hands, which almost created a goal because then Gomez heads it against his post and Sterling can't quite get the ball over the line, and the ball did go in the end, but it was offside. But Ortega had some really excellent saves, good saves, and he had a brilliant game for me, a 9 out of 10 easily, and I think he's joint man of the match. Now, midfield Rodri, I think he's back to his best ahead of the World Cup. I said a few weeks ago, he was a little bit off the pace. He was a little bit slow on the ball, letting players nick the ball off him. But today, his positioning was good. He looked sharp on it. He was confident turning when there's 2 players around him. He was taking the ball off Ortega, like on the edge of his own box. I think Rodri's back to his best right now. In perfect time for him, like I said, ahead of the World Cup. In front of him, we had Palmer on his right and we had Gundogan on the left. I think Gundogan had a rather quiet game. But Gundogan, for me, and I've said it many, many times, forward, he's brilliant. When we're chasing a game, he's brilliant. But when we're 0-0, when he's got that balanced mentality with De Bruyne on his right, I just don't think he's the right player because it leaves Rodri to expose and leaves our centre-halves exposed. And it proved costly almost today because the amount of times that Chelsea bombed forward through that middle and he was nowhere to be seen along with Palmer, him and Palmer, because they get forward so far. It's not their fault, it's what Pep wants. But Chelsea getting forward in numbers, going straight through the middle. Rodri couldn't handle it because he had 5 Chelsea players running at him. And then that left Diaz and Laporte to deal with the 5 because most of the time Gomez and Lewis were up the pitch as well. But what Gundogan does do well, he brings in nice calm to the team. He's got lovely technique, he can find a pass. And he played good. It's just defensively, with him and Palmer, it was a little bit of a mess in that first half. And I think the tweaks in the second half fixed that. Palmer, I think he did okay. For me, he's a bit more like he's like a Mahrez clone, Unfortunately, Palmer isn't blessed with a lot of pace, which is a shame because I think if he had more pace, he'd be absolutely lethal. But he's very technically gifted. He's brilliant on the ball. He's good when it's close quarters, when he's got someone touching him or leaning against him. He's really, really good at holding him off. And he's got good strength. And again, he had some nice moments today. And yeah, he had a good game. But, he's not really ready to be starting in the Premier League, possibly. Not every game anyway. But, decent game from him. Good performance. Now, on his right, Mahrez. Mahrez hasn't really taken the opportunities, I feel, this season so far that Pep's given him. Remember, he's had a couple of penalties that he's missed. He's had some poor performances in the Champions League. But today, I can't really fault him. You know, he did okay. And we can't forget that, you know, he got a good goal. He took a really nice free kick in the second half, and it was inch perfect, that free kick as well, because if it was any lower, I think it was Koulibaly would have just hit him in the face. But nice free kick, and of course it was his shot that Alvarez got his goal from. So I think Mahrez did okay. And defensively, we're seeing him work a little bit harder as well going back. On the left-hand side, Grealish, phenomenal first half. I thought he was our only threat. Second half, he came up, you know, a little bit off as the team started to sit back when we were 2-0 up. But I think Grealish is perfect today. I think that's the Grealish I wanted to see when we signed him. Picks up the ball, runs with it. Instead of trying to lay off the ball after touching it 5-6 times in the opposition area, he just shoots. That's what I liked about him today. He just hit the ball. He had many more shots. And if it wasn't for Mendy, he would have had a couple of goals and maybe a couple of assists as well. There was a couple of crosses he got in where the defender would just touch it, like Chalobah or Koulibaly would get a toe on it and it just flicked to Mendy's hands. But Grealish was really, really good today. And he's joint man of the match for me with Ortega. Because again, I can't quite give him a 10 because of the second half. He tailed off a little bit when he got tired. But easily a 9. Maybe 9.5. Him and Ortega were brilliant. And Alvarez up front, deserving of his spot. Of course, Haaland's not 100% fit. We knew that going into it. But expected Haaland to start on the bench. And Alvarez took his chance. Again, I think Alvarez the last month has been really, really good. You know, he's come straight in from Argentina. He's not really had a break. And I think he's finding his footing a little bit now. And he's starting to get there. Of course, he presses from the front and he presses really hard. And I think you can see how tired he gets in the second half. But that will come. The fitness will come. And I think in the second season, he's going to be an absolute phenomenon for us next year. But as for these last 3 games, Alvarez, you know, he takes his goals really well. And I think he reminds us all of Aguero. His finishing is unbelievable, honestly. And I think he's gonna be a real star signing for us. And I think what's important for Alvarez as well is that he's scoring goals, he's getting assists, and he's scoring too. And if you look at it, if he wasn't doing that, people would be saying, you know, saying that we weren't capable without Haaland, that we can only do it if we got Haaland, which is nonsense, of course, because we did it last season without a striker. But Alvarez is coming, he's filling a really difficult gap, because filling in a space for Haaland is not going to be easy for anyone, but he's doing it, and he's doing a good job. It's a really good game from him again today. And unfortunately, he's probably going to be dropped to the weekend against Brentford because Haaland's going to come back in. But I want to see more of him, and I'm really happy with how he's playing. And I think he is an absolute superstar. And that's it, really. I mean, Pep didn't really risk it in the second half. He brought Bernardo on, of course, and he brought Ake on for Laporte. But when we were 2-0 up, it was just a ball about in the game out. And defensively, we had some poor moments. Chelsea did look dangerous going forward, but they rarely got forward because we just kept the ball so well. And the players that came in today, they can all be happy with themselves because I think they all took their chance and they all did a decent job. So well played, everyone. And for anyone that's saying that the Carabao Cup is one of those nonsense competitions that you don't want to win, I don't agree. I think it'd be nice to get a Wembley final. I think it'd be nice to go to Wembley. It'd be nice for us to win the competition because last year we didn't win a cup. We won the league, but we didn't win a cup. I want to see us win a cup this year. And this is a perfect opportunity. Arsenal are already out. Tottenham are out. Chelsea are out. It leaves Liverpool and United if they win tomorrow. And I can't say any of them at the moment poses a real threat to us. So this is a good opportunity for us, not just us, but other teams as well, to reach a final. And I think we should at least be making the semis. So yeah, I want to win it. I want to win everything. Why not? Go for it. Go for the quad. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out. Let me know who your man of the match is. Let me know if Ortega is better than Ederson. And as always, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new here. It really does help the channel. And thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And remember, it's Movember. I haven't got this for a joke. It is Movember, so go say hi to a bro because as bros, we don't often talk to each other and we don't like sharing our feelings, but we should because it's a good thing to do. So go say hi to a bro and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.